7 cultures that discovered America before Columbus. 1. Pre-Clovis culture. The first Americans lived around 20,000 years ago. Very little is known about them. Pre-Clovis culture was only discovered in the 1970s. The largest site was only excavated in 2011. These people made spears, blades, and other stone tools. They lived in what is now Texas. It's unclear how they arrived in America. They may have crossed the Bering Land Bridge. It once connected Siberia and Alaska. Another theory says the Stone Age humans arrived by boat. They would have traveled down the Pacific shore. 2. Clovis peoples. Clovis refers to a number of ancient ethnic groups. They're named after Clovis, New Mexico. The first settlement was discovered nearby. The Clovis were the ancestors of 80% of Native Americans. Sioux, Comanche, Iroquois, and Cherokee are their descendants. So are Aztecs, Maya, Quechua, and Yanomami. Clovis peoples may have hunted mammoths. They probably declined after mammoths went extinct. 3. Na-Dene. The Na-Dene crossed the Bering Sea to Alaska, but DNA studies show they were not related to the Inuit. Instead, the Na-Dene were ancestors to other Native Americans. They gave rise to the Navajo, Dene, Tlingit, and Apache people. These people still speak Na-Dene languages. They're closest to the languages spoken in Siberia, so it was a distinct migration. 4. Eskimo-Aleut tribes. The Eskimo-Aleut tribes migrated to Alaska some 4,500 years ago. This migration also took place across the Bering Sea. It displaced the Na-Dene, forcing them to move south. Eskimos and Aleuts became distinct about 4,000 years ago. Their languages are still spoken by native Alaskans. 5. Thule people. The Thule were the ancestors of the modern Inuit. They developed in coastal Alaska by 1000 AD. Then they expanded eastward across northern Canada. The Thule sailed in skin boats across the Arctic. By the 13th century, they reached Greenland. In the process, they replaced the earlier Dorset culture. The Thule had some contact with the Vikings. They may have forced the Norsemen to abandon Greenland. The Norse settlements on Greenland lasted for almost 500 years. 6. Vikings. The legendary explorer Leif Erikson arrived in America in 1020. He'd set out from Greenland to seek new lands. Erikson established a settlement in Newfoundland, Canada, but the Vikings struggled with the harsh climate. Ultimately, they were forced out by hostile natives. The settlement is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's now known as L'Anse aux Meadows. L'Anse aux Meadows was small and didn't last long. Other Norse voyages likely occurred for some time, but no other Norse settlements have been found. 7. Polynesians. The Polynesians were a seafaring race. They originally spread out from Taiwan around 2500 BC. Their voyages led them to settle half the Pacific Islands. They did not settle America. However, they definitely visited South America. This took place around 1400 AD. It's evidenced by the DNA of Eastern Polynesians. They also brought American sweet potatoes to Polynesia. The Polynesians traveled in large outrigger canoes. Their presence in South America was only discovered in the late 1800s.